Would you agree?
A Raft of Wandering Otters, day 3 of running around town and whatnot. And Paul and I had a camp out last night, although the cold brought us in. It was nice to have a warm bathroom. And so anyway, we're going to do it again tonight?
Yep.
Oh, yep. Okay. So I hope to film some of that adventure too. But I hope everybody is having a great following 4th of July. I hope it's nice and cool where you are. According to my Honda Pilot, outdoor temperature right now here is 58 degrees. So we're actually a tiny bit chilly and here in Marina. So I never thought I'd live somewhere that would be cool in the summer after growing up in Modesto. So Paul and I have decided to take a drive so that we can relax a little bit. But this is epic because this is the first drive Paul's been out on for how long? Paul? I want to say
A long time.
4 weeks? Somewhere around 4 weeks.
Can you give me the charger cord, Dad?
Yeah, I mean, it's just been, and then he actually went outside in the backyard. That was a breakthrough. He hadn't been out even in the backyard a whole lot. So, long story short, we're going to go ahead and continue this epic event where Paul is overcoming his fears. Sorry. And I'm calming my nerves. Raft of Wandering Otters, the adventure continues. Well, we decided that there's too much of a chance of seeing people in face mask, if we went the normal route. So we decided to take a little way around here I know of. So that's where we are right now.
It's peaceful. Peace and quiet.
Look at there, no Duke.
He's just normal.
Remember, Paul calls face masks Dukes of Earl. There'll be a quiz later, so make sure you remember that.
Just
Look at no mask. Good for them. Now, that's not as if to say that some people
want to be free from this.
well, yeah, but that if it's protecting people from...
I see one.
Oh, yeah. Well, are we going to get upset?
Nope.
Okay. If it's protecting people from an illness, then... Great. And please don't refrain from wearing a mask if you're being around people and going indoors, especially where that's the local law. Look at the wind today, man. How's it feel to get out, Paul?
Better.
Oh man, that's great. I'm really glad.
They closed down every playground.
Well, I thought I saw some people there. But you think about it, Paul. It's really hard to get kids to social distance. Kids by nature spread. I mean, that's one of the quickest ways for disease to spread is to be around kids. They hug, they wipe their nose, and they put their dirty Kleenexes on the desk. I know this because I was a teacher. It's really not that easy to keep kids from spreading disease and social distancing. So I think that they're all doing distance learning, and yeah, I guess they're going about a year without being able to play like kids do. While that's sad, it's really in the long run, it's a small price to pay for not making your family or yourself sick. So
I just want to stay out against things.
yeah, But Paul, standing up against face mask is like standing up against motorcycle helmets. People that the data shows that people that wear motorcycle helmets are less likely to get a fatal injury or a lifelong traumatic injury to their brain. So, same with the face masks. The face masks have been demonstrated to help keep people from getting this awful virus, and it helps. It's not 100%, but it really helps. I think it reduces it. The data I've seen is it reduces the chances of you getting it, assuming you're within 6 feet of someone else that has it. They say that if both you and the other person are wearing a face mask, there's only a 96% chance of the disease being transmitted between those two people. I'd say that's a pretty compelling reason to wear a mask if you're around other people. So we can't liberate people from face masks. What we need to liberate people from is this darn COVID virus. And the only way to do that is to keep the virus from having any kind of new host where it can live and grow and reproduce. Right? I know you're seriously bothered by face masks, but don't blame the mask, blame the disease. By the way, to our right, that's strawberry fields. Strawberry fields forever. Let me take you down. Okay, and then there's, more strawberries. Now up here around the bend, you'll see artichokes being cultivated. Artichokes. Where to now, Paul?
Find a place there's no face mask.
Okay. All right.
Want to stand up for their rights.
Yeah. I don't know that we'll ever find a place that just simply doesn't have face masks, period, right now. Because people who are at risk, if they have serious lung problems, even people with just asthma can be really seriously damaged by this virus. I know.
I feel fed up.
Well, don't be fed up, Paul. Be vigilant. Remember, we're working on keeping up with evidence. But Paul would like to know. I better explain this. Paul and I have worked out some theory about what's responsible for the virus. And only because it originated in China do we hold this theory, this particular theory. We call it the what do we call it?
The Chinese lab theory.
Right. No, the Chinese lab theory. Yeah, because Paul has read that there was a researcher who they claim is patient 0, and I don't know if this has been already discredited or not, but it sounds like from what it sounded like, this woman admitted that she was patient 0, and that she actually was working with that virus, Paul,
Yeah.
doing research on it, which makes some sense because it's a variant of the SARS virus. SARS, we haven't heard that term in a long time, but that's another nasty virus that's still out there, more or less. Anyway, we have 3 possible sub-theories that go along with that. The first is that it was somebody that had access to the lab and wanted to for whatever reason, it could be a million reasons, but wanted to cause this harm to the global economy, or it could have been like a Chinese researcher that was angry with Chinese government. We don't know. Okay, so that's one sub theory. Okay, our next sub theory is we call it we call that the rogue. The first theory right here, we call it the rogue. What? The rogue insider. Okay, somebody inside the lab there went rogue and decided to do something bad. The middle theory, or we call it the commie theory. In watching the movie Goldfinger, the Chinese communists wanted to disrupt the economy of the West, and the way they were going to do that is they were to, with the assistance of this Goldfinger character who owned lots and lots of gold, they were going to pollute with a dirty radiation bomb, going to pollute all the gold in Fort Knox. The effect of that would be that Goldfinger's clean gold, non-radiated gold, would go up 10 times in value because gold would become more rare. The Chinese Communist government would get the benefit of disrupting the Western economy and making the Western nations that stand against its communist government less stable. So we call this middle theory of ours, or sub-theory, the commie theory, that the communist government somehow deliberately did this. And I know a lot of people are behind this, but please don't blame Chinese people, okay? I mean, unless they're an actual Chinese agent and part of this, doing this, there's no way in the world you can actually hold individual Chinese people, let alone Chinese Americans here, or citizens of other countries that are of Chinese descent. You cannot hold them responsible for this. Okay, but anyway, that's the commie theory. And look, we're just trying to keep our minds busy and focus some anger. I'm sorry, but I don't care for communism at all, and I think every communist government everywhere needs to
shut down.
Well, yeah, no longer exist. Well, with the caveat that something better replace it, like a free market system and etc. All right, then the last theory is, what was that?
Framing.
Yes, the framing theory. We had a theory. Now, did you want to go into Moss Landing directly?
Yeah.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay. We'll have to go the other street. I didn't film a outro for the this particular segment, but I'm going to end this right here. Thank you for joining us. Yes, Paul and I have a crazy theory. Disclaimer. You don't have to believe it. It's just opinion. We're not trying to spread false facts. In fact, I think some of the things about the Chinese lab thing may have already been disproven. Anyway, Have a great day. See you in the next one. Raft of Wandering Otters.